Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. She's back. She's going to see if she can make some sense out of some of this crazy stuff that's going on in the world. So the bat signal just went up. I'm going to see who wants to join me. It has been a crazy weekend, crazy energy again. So, I think that that's just the new norm. Our new norm is that the world has gone crazy, that we feel like we're going crazy along with it. And so we need to be gathering even when we don't feel like it. This is one of those things for me where I would like to hide out again. I'm having a lot of out of body type, really strange experiences. And so when I'm going through a lot of growth, it makes me want to turn inside. And so I've been spending a lot of time turning inside. And I named this today the me that I used to be. I think that's what it is. Hi, John, whoever else has joined us. It's all about, right now, the energy is in such a strange place. And so one day you think you know who you are. You're like, oh, I think I got this. And then the next day you're like, nope, not me. I've changed again. Hi, Jennifer. So glad that you joined me today. So I really want to discuss that today. We're going to discuss it again at 3:33. Geraldine and Carol will be on with me. And it's the three of us again. It's been a while since we've had the three. There is this, I am well, and we're all well. We're all going to be okay through this. I really feel like no matter what happens, we're always okay. And I think that that's important to keep reminding ourselves, because this energy right now feels really crazy, and it requires a whole lot of inner work. And for me, there's a lot. It's more than just inner work. Like we wanna turn inside of ourselves. We want to go into that place of I got to work on myself. And I can often, in that space of moving, like evolving again, I'm going through another growth spurt. I can forget to take care of the body. And so my body is now getting really angry with me. It says, okay, what are you doing? I've been falling into bad habits, falling into, caffeine addiction again. Oh gosh, I can fall into caffeine addiction. It is the one thing. I am not an addictive person at all, but caffeine is my drug of choice. And so I know that I've been falling into that deeply. I know I started it when I was traveling, and once I get rolling on that, it's really difficult for me. So my body is now saying, okay, what are you doing? What are you doing? So I'm having to do a twofold here. And I want to know, hi, Rachel. I want to know, like a show of hands, how many of us, we get so focused on that growth, that I'm seeing more, I'm feeling more, I'm having these amazing experiences, that psychic part of me is really expanding and really growing. And the more I allow myself to go into that, which is such a beautiful part of us, it's really who we really are. Hi, Kay. Nice to see you. Glad you guys are popping in. So the more I move into more of my truth, that's who I really am. Inside, I'm like, I've got this body to take care of. And it's like my car. And I've forgotten to take it in for its tune-ups lately, because I'm so focused on that psychic part of me. That part of me that I want to grow. That part of me that is so much more in tune with my truth, with who I really am. And so I'm trying to create a balance. It's total Libra here. Today is my day. And I hope that some of you are hearing that message too. Is that I choose through this huge growth experience. Hi, Annie. Good morning. Good afternoon. Through this huge growth experience that we're having on a spiritual level, I've chosen to stay here in physical form as long as I sure can. Hi, Luz. Good morning. And so if I'm going to stay here in physical form, I've got to take care of this vehicle that I've chosen to inhabit, right? And so I'm trying to create a better balance. And I'm reminding you too that, yes, we are experiencing growth at an exponential level right now. If you're tuning into your truth, if you're tuning into your higher self, if you're allowing yourself this growth potential, that you will expand in ways that you can't even imagine. You don't even know what you're capable of. You have no idea. You are capable of these feats that are just beyond your imagination. And yet they're happening. They're coming through to us. We're receiving all the time. We're growing. We're expanding. And in order for the body to be able to keep up with all of this expansion, all of this DNA type change, we have to remember it. We have to say, okay, did you eat today? Have you had enough water? Are you taking good care of your body? Because if you don't take care of the vehicle, then your soul is always going to be okay no matter what. Your soul is always okay, I promise. But it doesn't always want to stay in that physical body. And with so many changes going on, it is, I think that oftentimes for me, even though I'm still in physical, I think that I want to sleep more and I want to meditate more and I want to do those things because that's the yearning of my soul, is to go into those deeper places. And maybe that sleep is because I'm spending so much time, trying to grow at that higher consciousness level, and I'm forgetting to take care of the body. And so the body is requiring, it's now kicking my butt. It says, okay, fine. What will happen eventually, it always happens to me and I'm sure it happens to you, is we get so busy trying to take care of, whatever in life. And especially for me right now, it is this big spiritual growth potential that I've got going on. If I don't take good care of my body, and I'm allowing kids and life and people to pull me all over the place, even pets, they're pulling me all over the place, and I'm not getting enough sleep. I'm sitting awake at night, and even when I lay down to go to sleep, I'm just going blah, blah, like I'm not getting that good rest. Eventually that's where illness comes in. So we don't want it to allow it to get to that place where the body just says, okay, now you're going to rest. I am telling myself that. I'm telling myself that now, that my body, our bodies, all of us, we are in a time of huge growth. And when we go through these huge expansions at a very, very, collective way, we're all going through this. There's no getting around it. Even people that are completely asleep are going through a big DNA advancement right now. When we're going through this, the body requires more rest. The body requires more water. The body requires us to pay more attention to our nutrition. The body might be craving more iron. I know iron has been a big thing for me, and I'm not telling anybody else to do it, but I listen to my body and I sway test, and I'm like, what is it you're really needing? And I notice other people around me that in this time of expansion, for whatever reason, we're needing more of that. For me, it's probably because I try to stick with my vegetarian, I don't want to eat that beef. I can't eat beef. I got to be careful about that. So I'm learning more and more all the time to listen to what my body needs. If I can't get it through meat, how am I going to get it? How am I going to get more protein? How am I going to do? Because I choose to stay in physical form, in this physical form, through this expansion, if it's at all possible. And it is not an easy thing. So I'm really, really, really giving to you this reminder today. I almost didn't come on because I got a migraine this morning because my body just said, you're going to go take a nap whether you like it or not. Did I listen? No, I'm here. I'm here because I want to tell you guys too, when this stuff happens to me, it's happening all the way around the globe. We're all going through these things. Our bodies are trying to remind us, take good care, make sure you're resting. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world. We're not going to go into all the virus stuff. We're not going to go into all the stressors that are out there. But the world is going through. I was watching something and I posted it this morning that was talking about how the earth is coming through this entire cycle. And if you haven't seen it yet, go to my homepage. I'll post it. I'll add it here. It's an amazing way to look at the earth. And it's an amazing way to feel how connected we are to the earth, and how the earth is coming through her own cycle, and how difficult it's been. And then you look at yourself and you're like, okay, yes, I'm mirroring what the earth is going through. The earth is going through a big change. There's illness, there's disease, there's earthquakes, there's all these things, tsunamis, there's all this crazy stuff going on. My body is just like that. If it's not well, if it's not getting the proper treatment, if it's overtired, overstressed, over whatever, it does the same thing. It has its own versions of ways to try to tell me, and yours does too. And it will start out in subtle ways, and then pretty soon it'll expand to something bigger and expand to something bigger until we learn to listen to it. Just like the earth is trying to make us pay attention. Our bodies too are trying to make us pay attention. You're like a little earth running or floating around space, right? So thank you for the healing, John. I think I got it under control. I've been listening to my body and what it needs this morning instead of just popping on here at noon. I gave myself that extra hour and I really tuned in to listen, so it's okay. Thank you, Jennifer. Hi, Stephen. Good morning. Good afternoon. I don't know what time of day it is anymore. Headaches, too. Jennifer, I think that's part of, there's no I think. Headaches, oh gosh, vertigo, fatigue, needing more sleep. What else are people? Heart palpitations. I don't do that so much anymore, but I've gone through it, so I know. This. I almost hear a heartbeat, like the earth's heartbeat in my head sometimes. There's so many things that we are experiencing. That this need for more sleep. Yes, get it checked out and make sure it's not some physical, oh gosh, you got to get that taken care of kind of thing. But if they're saying, hey, we can't really find anything, then you say, okay, Ascension Symptoms 101. I hear people, I talk with people all the time, I pay attention to what symptoms people are experiencing, and we're all going through this. And one other thing, okay, hear me on this. Many of us are going through high emotions right now. Anger is a big one. Very, very triggerable. Your triggers are all over. We're at a place where we're at a real turning point. Okay? Please understand that when we really, really are experiencing high emotions or a high sense of, for me it's this sense of grief, but it's not losing Steve that's causing this grief. It is a sense of losing another part of me. I continue to grow. I continue to expand. So the person that I was yesterday is not here anymore. The person that I was 5 years ago, forget it. I look back at myself then and I'm like, nope, long gone. Long gone. We just keep on recreating. We keep on becoming new all the time. And there's something so beautiful in that. And it causes this sense of, that ego throws at you this sense of loss. I've just lost another part of myself. And when you can remind yourself of that, it makes it a little easier. When you're like, okay, yes, I'm giving up a part of myself. For me this morning when I sat down, it's like, okay, anything that is fear-based. Anything that I'm still carrying around inside of me that is causing this reactivity, anything that is fear-based, and everything lower vibrational comes from fear. So we can say, well, I'm not afraid. Well, yes, you are. We're all afraid. We learned fear. Ego is made of fear, and we learned it a long time ago. And as we expand and as we move up into a higher, through this ascension, those things that are fear-based, which includes everything lower vibrational. Grief comes from fear of loss, fear of being alone, fear of it's fear-based. What am I going to do without you? It's fear-based. Anger, hate, sadness, depression, all those things, they actually come from a fear. If you go back to the root of them, you'll go all the way back to fear. The only things that come from our truest selves come from love. And that can be joy, that can be bliss, that can be anything that raises your vibration. You can feel it. Did you feel the shift of energy when I started to talk? When I was talking about the fear stuff, the energy comes down. And when I start talking about bliss, my energy goes, whoo, there it is again. I come back up. So it's all about how do you feel at any given moment. I'm feeling this sense of anger. Okay, why am I angry? What am I afraid of? Where is that anger coming from? Always go back to that. What am I afraid of? It's easier, isn't it? When we narrow those emotions down to fear and love. And we go, okay, I got this thing going on. Every time this person talks to me about this, or every time I face that, or every time I go to my mailbox, or every time the door knocks, or somebody knocks on my door, or whatever you got going on. If I have to go, I went to a big social event a couple nights ago. Oh my gosh. Why am I so afraid? Why am I having negative emotions when it comes to going to this social event? What am I afraid of? And so when we go into that, okay, I'm angry. What is causing that anger? What am I afraid of? And when we start to bring it down to that simple little phrase, what am I afraid of? Then I can go, okay, wait, there it is. There's that thing. Yes, I do have a fear. And don't ever tell somebody, don't be afraid. Please don't tell. I'm not telling you to don't be afraid. I'm telling you that 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 sounds confusing, I know. But when I'm saying don't be afraid, I mean that fear or whatever that is your ticket to figuring it out. It's like I have this emotion and I don't know where it's coming from. If I know that it's fear-based, then I can go, okay, what am I afraid of? Anybody that's going into, they're being hateful with each other. They have, I know it sounds confusing, they have, say that they are, don't want people to come across the border. You know, or they don't want to be around. They are hateful towards people who are a different skin tone or a different sexual orientation. They need to be, if you have those issues, what you do is you turn it around. You go, okay, why am I afraid? Well, they're different than me. Why am I afraid of them being different than me? You know, and then just keep going, keep following that path. What am I afraid of? If you can look at those people right now, we stand in judgment of them too, don't we? We go, oh gosh, they're hateful. I wish those people would straighten up. Why are they so hateful to that? They're afraid. They are afraid of what's different than them. When we first decided to incarnate on the planet, we decided to include fear, because fear gives us something different. We couldn't have that experience on the other side. There was no fear. So we're like, okay, Joan of Arc here, let's take fear with us. Let's pack a little fear. Well, fear is not just one little thing. Fear is a whole big package, right? When you bring fear in, if you're in a place of high vibration and all you got is this love and this bliss and all this stuff going on, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's perfect. There's nothing there that makes you want to go hide someplace, that makes you not want to be here. There's nothing there. It doesn't give you a full experience, and we chose to have that full-on experience. Crazy us. We're crazy, aren't we? So we said, let's bring the fear in too. That'll create something fun. Silly us. So we've been doing it for a really long time, haven't we? We've been doing it long enough. You've already experienced, your soul has already experienced, the collective consciousness has experienced enough of fear, but it's still here. It's still present. And it still manifests in all kinds of emotions and all kinds of reactions. And every time someone has a lower vibrational reaction to anything, it's coming from fear. I am afraid of letting people come across that border. I'm afraid that if too many people come across the border, they're going to take what I've got. There won't be enough to go around. I'm afraid of scarcity. That's what most fear is scarcity. I'm afraid of scarcity. I'm afraid there won't be enough to go around. Guess what? Scarcity is also man-made. We don't need to be afraid of that either. We created it. We can uncreate it. We create abundance through love. Abundance is love-based. Scarcity is fear-based. So back to my original. When I sit down in the morning, I'm like, okay, anything that's fear-based to me, I'm ready to let it go. Ooh, when you ask for something like that, boy, you're going to get slammed. You will get slammed, I'm sorry to say. But it's okay, because we have to experience it. When you say, okay, Archangel Michael, I'm ready to get rid of anything that's fear-based within me, then what happens is you have experiences that bring those fear-based emotions up so that you can heal them. It's a fun game, isn't it? It's not so fun. So I say, okay, Archangel Michael, I knew this morning when I said, okay, I'm ready to unload some more fear-based stuff. I knew that I was going to get slammed today. But it's okay. It's okay that I get slammed by fear-based things. It's okay that sometimes I get a migraine because I suddenly have a pocket of stress. It's okay, because it's part of my processing. And so it's okay. I can deal with it, because I know that every time I face up to that fear, I see myself sometimes. I've seen this before. This little girl, and I'm standing there, and there's a cave, and it's dark down there, and I'm really scared, and I can hear a rumbling sound down there, and I know there's something scary down there, and I don't really want to go down there. But my little girl inside of me has learned to put on that shield of protection. You know, I call on Archangel Michael. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Good. I feel that shield. Okay. I'm not doing this all by myself. It's okay. And I can see her holding that shield in front of her. And she picks up the sword just in case she needs it, and she starts walking down into the darkness. And I think that's important for all of us. Do not gloss it over anymore. That's the most important message. If you still have fears inside of you, if you're still that little child standing there at that cave, and you know there's something scary down in there, and you're afraid to go down in it by yourself, remember, you're not by yourself. You can call in the angels, you call in help, and then you do it. Because you are amazing, and nothing is going to conquer you. Do you know, when I first started to really focus on that cave, I remember, I even wrote about it. I remember that little girl, she's kind of cute, little redheaded, green-eyed thing. She walked down into that cave, shaking in her boots. You know, she's afraid. And she got down there, and what she found was this dragon. And at first she was like, oh gosh, that dragon's going to kill me for sure. I will not survive this. That little girl was so afraid to go down into and really, and then, so she would go down in, she'd look, and she'd go, okay, I'm going back out. And then she might go down a little, get a little closer. And every time she get a little closer, it's not like it's easy. It takes us time. Eventually, she got close enough to that dragon that she realized that there was nothing to be afraid of. That dragon was actually there for her benefit, for her growth. And once she got close enough and she allowed herself to really get to know the dragon, she realized it wasn't such a scary thing after all. So those things that you're so afraid of, those when they come up, you're like, oh gosh, nope, I don't want to deal with that. Let's go back up out of the cave. Those things that you're so afraid of, they're only there for you, for your growth, for your potential. And so, do you want to shove them back down, or do you want to grow from them? Because I will promise you that if you don't go down and face that dragon and learn from the dragon, that another cave is going to come along, and there's going to be another dragon and another dragon and another dragon and another dragon. And in more human terms, you will continue if you have someone in your life who is treating you in a way that you don't really care for. If you have an experience in your life that you're like, I don't really want to have to deal with that. If you keep avoiding it and not facing it, your soul loves you so much that it will bring you another experience just like it. And it will keep on doing that. And it's not doing it, this is not a punishment. It's doing it because you want this growth. You signed on for this. You want it. So you might as well just go ahead and dive right in there. Go right in there and sit right at the dragon's belly and just lay your head back and say, okay, whatever you're here to teach me, I am ready to receive. And when you do, you grow. Suddenly that little girl just got a little bigger. Suddenly she just got a little stronger. And she realized that she didn't really need that shield at all. And she realized that she didn't really need that big sword either. And she laid it all down because what was down there wasn't really that scary after all. And once she faced it, it went away. It stopped being a threat to her. The dragon became her friend. You know, whatever it is, it becomes a part of your growth potential. It becomes a part of you, a part of this beautiful experience that you're having. So if any of that makes sense to you, I hope that it does. We're all facing the dragons today. You guys are, hi Lillian. Lots and lots. Fear-based ego, yes. Give it up, Kay. Fear-based ego has to go bye-bye. We don't have to give up our ego. So many gurus will say, oh, we're going out of ego. Ego's going fly. No, it's not. I'm still me. I'm still me. I like the me that I chose to be this time around. And so I'm still being me. As long as I'm in physical form, I still very much, and even Steve, he's been gone now for almost 5 years from physical form, and he still has that part of himself is still there. He's still held, even when we leave physical form, excuse me, a part of us, the most really, really enjoyable part of us, that really cool part of our ego, it doesn't go anywhere. You know, that's why he plays the Batman all the time. Because Batman was like his alter ego. It was fun. You know, he loves Star Trek. He loves stuff like that. And he'll come to me in ways of, oh, look at the cloud. You know, there's Batman again. He still has that really hilarious, silly 13-year-old personality sometimes when he comes through to me. So please know, there is no getting rid of that amazing, egoic, fun self that you are. We're not going to walk around like a bunch of like like holier than thou, all I am is my higher self kind of person. Your higher self's really cool. And your higher self and your ego are coming into alignment with each other. And your higher self can't come into a fear-based system here, right? So your higher self is still waiting up there for you to figure this out. But as you let go of your ego, you have more space for that part of you to fill in. So then, not your ego, your fear-based ego, sorry. So as that fear starts to let go, then that higher self part of you that has always existed, that's amazing, that's powerful, all-knowing, all-loving, that part of you has space to inhabit because you've moved some of that old fear-based stuff out of the way. Does that make sense? So it only enhances your beautiful ego. Makes you feel even more like you take on a more youthfulness. You start to play more. You start to find more joy. You start to enjoy the silly things, like even doing dishes. You can dance while you're washing the dishes. You know, like things just don't seem so heavy anymore. Life just seems easier. All those things that used to bother you. It's like, oh, I got to pay. Okay, I get to go pay the bills today. I got enough to pay them, so it's fine. You know, it's no more like, oh gosh, I got to pay the bills. It's like, oh, okay, good. Oh, that feels good to pay that bill, and that feels good to pay that bill. We're still physical. We still have all this stuff. But when we come into alignment, the fear is gone, and then the joy comes in, and it feels good to do these things. It no longer feels like a chore to go to work. If you're going to work, it suddenly feels like, oh, it might be fun today. I can't wait. I'm going to see if I can, maybe you might want to, some of us have to go and do something different, but the work that you do comes from joy instead of being from a place of, ugh, you know. I remember those days, I don't want to go to work today. Oh, I was living for Saturday. Oh, I didn't like the weekdays. And then one day, I started really falling into alignment with myself, and my whole world shifted. Well, how do I work? How do I make a living? How do I do? It just comes to me now. So please know that your higher self, your true self, did not come to this planet to be engulfed in fear, to work really, really hard just so that you can get to a certain age that you can retire and maybe have fun. Your true self wants to have fun every day, every minute, every second, every moment, to look to those things that gives you joy and brings you to a place of peace. But it can't fully do that as long as you're still carrying around this baggage, and the baggage doesn't just go away. It has to be dealt with. Sorry to say it. It has to be. So if you're being triggered by somebody or something in your world and you cover it up, it will come back to you in another way. And sometimes it'll come back even meaner than before. So if I give you nothing else today, feel it, work with it. It's okay to sit in anger sometimes. It's okay to have some impatience. It's okay to be angry with somebody. It's okay to tell them that you're angry with them. It's okay to be authentic to your true self. You know, don't just keep trying to cover everything up and play nice all the time. It's okay to be honest with who you are and with those people that are in your world. And when you're honest and you encourage their honesty, it changes everything. It changes all of your whole world changes, because then suddenly there's no white elephants hiding behind the sofa. Everybody is like, all the white elephants come out to dance. You know, they're not hiding anymore. Just bring it all out and be honest and authentic. It's such a beautiful thing, and it's what I've been working really hard on for a while now. And some days I do better than others. And I encourage you to do the same thing with me, because it really will. It'll change you. It'll make life so much more joyful for you. You are so welcome. My voice is going bye-bye. That'll be fun at the 3:33 show. All right, you guys, you've been really good about talking away to me, and I've not been so good at looking to see what you got. Drinking in the morning, green matcha tea. I love green matcha tea. Thank you. You know, I love teas, Annie, so it's really, there's healthy caffeine out there. There's healthy ways of getting that wake-up morning call, and I know that. when I get really desperate and I'm on the drive, I'm going someplace and I'm like, oh gosh, I can't stay awake. No matter how hard I try, I can't stay awake. I got kids in the car, I got to stay awake. I'll switch to something. I don't do Red Bull and stuff like that, but there are some healthier energy drinks that I could really live without too. So thank you for the reminder of the matcha green tea. Correct. No more egoism. Well, some egoism, Rachel. The good side of us stays. Hello, Luz. Can't drink coffee anymore. I can't drink coffee either. My stomach also doesn't handle it. I think that it's like our bodies, our DNA, our somebody else can tell it. What are we going from a carbon based to a crystal based? And so our bodies are just changing. I haven't been able to eat beef in probably 15 years. I move further and further away from anything that is meat based because my body doesn't like it. It pulls my vibration down. So I'm listening to it. And the same with coffee. I love coffee. And I have had coffee a little bit this past week. So I'm right there with you on that one. Let's see. Ascension. Yes. So true. Melanie. Congratulations on your daughter's wedding. It was beautiful photos. So glad to see you. And you did go to the dentist. Well, that's good. Let's see. High energies pouring in. Yes. We are also, thank you for that reminder real quick, is we are not only processing our own stuff, we are here to help raise the vibration of the planet, and the planet is going crazy right now. There's a lot of craziness going on. And so please just ask to have yourself cleared every day. The angels are reminding you, yes, you came here to help raise the vibration of the planet, but you didn't come here to carry everybody else's crap around. Crap is my nice word today because I've been using the other one all day. Because I think that we take on everybody else's stuff. I know that we do. And we start feeling heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier. And we get this guilt, oh, we're supposed to somehow try to save the world. We don't save the world by carrying everybody else's stuff. We save the world by taking care of our own stuff so well that then we sit here and we're all nice and clear and our energy is nice and clear, and then we are able to channel the beautiful energy from the other side, comes through us, pours right on through us, and goes into the planet, into the oceans, into wherever it needs to go. We raise the vibration by keeping ourselves clear. So that means we can't carry everybody else's stuff because we're not able to do our work when we're all burdened by everyone else's stuff. Please forgive yourself. Do not hold yourself in any kind of guilt, shame, blame for feeling well, for feeling good, for being clear. That's your job. That's what the angels are giving you right now. That's why you came here. So please allow yourself to go through that clearing every day, to allow your angels to come in and help your vibration to come up to a higher level, to open you up to the other side, so that we've been getting a lot of that the water needs us right now. So being in a place of staying clear, and you just go stand in the water and you think that you're getting some kind of big energy boost from the earth when you do that, right? Well, I want you to know that everything, that the way that the universe works is the even exchange. You receive from the earth receives from you. You receive from the earth receives from you, just like the ocean waves, ebb and flow. The earth needs you to stand barefoot. The earth needs you to go stand in the water and raise your vibration and allow your vibration to go down into those rocks and into that water. You are doing a job when you do that. It's not just for your benefit. You are benefiting the planet when you take your energy to a tree and you hug it. When you breathe, the earth needs that carbon dioxide you're putting out, right? The trees need it. And it gives you back oxygen. Everything works like that. Everything. Okay? Does that make sense? Wow, there's so much. I might have to catch up to you guys. On and on and on and on. Thank you, John, for the healing. Takes practice. Yes. Michael, good morning. Lillian, so glad you jumped in here. There's no coincidence. That's right. There's no coincidence at all. There's no coincidences at all in the world. It all happens for a reason and perfect divine timing. Depressed All I've got is these great big glasses, and they're not very clean. If we're depressed, then we're living in the past. If we're anxious, then we're living in the future. If we're at peace, then we're living in the present. That's exactly true. Pulling it all down to right now. How do you feel right now? What do you need to do to take care of yourself right now? Is there something? I'm hungry. Okay, go get some food. I'm thirsty. Go get a drink. I got, like it's too hot. Okay, go take care of yourself. Take care of right now. Right now, right now, right now. If you've been worrying about 50 years from now or 20 years from now all the time, if that holds you in this little weird space, oh, stop it. None of us knows we have no idea what's going to happen in the next moment. How can we possibly plan on what's going to happen in 10 years? How could we? And it's not only is it like silly, it really pulls our vibration down. So remember right now, boy, I could go on and on with what you guys are talking about. Okay. Immune crystal placed on my third eye. Very good. I've been really drawn to this sweet little labradorite. That feels good. Thank you for that, Jennifer. Oh gosh, that's nice. Oh, that's good. Almost dropped it. All right. Julie, good morning. Can't get in it. Hi, Lauren Riley. I want to at least say hi to everybody. There's so many statements here. I'm missing people. So thank you guys for being so interactive with me today. It's been really great. Okay. Some of us can see the future, but the future is always changing. You can't ever fully see the future because in any given moment, any person that's on the planet can make a different decision. So it's only the potential. When you see a psychic say, well, I can see into the future, that is the potential for a future event. That is never actually. It is not possible to see in the future because it does not exist. So you can't possibly see the future. Think about it. You can't. You can only see the potential for someone's future. Like if you make this decision, it will go this way. Be careful when you're telling people psychic things like that, though, because you can actually affect the future. You're actually like time traveling. What is the movie where they went in and one of them stepped on, or the book? It's anyway, when they step on the butterfly, when they go back, it changes everything. Be careful when you go in and you try to tell people. We see psychics do it all the time. Well, somebody will say, well, when am I going to meet this? Or when am I going to meet my soulmate? Or when am I going to... And then we sit there and we go, okay, well, I see in 2 years, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, how can you possibly see in 2 years? There is no 2 years. Time is all right now. A psychic cannot tell you your future. A psychic can only tell you the potential for your future should you make a certain decision. And you can change that at any given second. So you have like a million different paths that you can take at any given second. And whatever decision you make, isn't that cool? And whatever decision you make, it's going to lead you down different directions. And you have so much unlimited potential. Hi, Lisa. Good morning. So nice to see you. So please know that when you go to a psychic for answers, you're only getting the potentiality of what you could achieve or what could happen to you at any given moment. But you are right here, right now. Right now. And your decision making right now is what's important. And when I tell you, okay, you say, well, when am I going to meet my soulmate? Or where am I going to meet my soulmate? And I'm like, oh, I see you meeting somebody in Australia, blah, blah. Psh, don't listen to me if I ever say stuff like that. Please. There's a million different ways that it works. And every single person on the planet that's here, and every potential that's possible, comes down to you. You can't listen to anyone else because you are the creator of everything that's happening in your existence. And we're all kind of floating around in each other's existences, aren't we? But you need to focus on your inner self, your higher self, your God self, and allow your creation to unfold in every given second. Well, John, let me just say something. We could argue this forever. Let me just say something. If somebody comes to me and tells me what my future is going to be, and I really believe everything that they've told me, then I will make my decisions based on what they've told me, and sure enough, it will end up right where they told me. Now, who's in control? Am I in control of my future, or is that psychic in control of my future? Think about it. Don't let anybody else make your decisions for you in any given second. When you need an answer, when you want to go to somebody to help you with guidance, make sure that they're listening to your higher self. Make sure they're tuning into you and your higher self. And they're looking to see where, because the best psychics are just simply good listeners. And they're just tuning into you and your energy and allowing your energy to unfold before them. And then they're seeing the potential of where you could go. They're not actually predicting anything. They are seeing your potentiality for a certain existence on the planet. Do you feel the difference in that, how that shift is? So make sure that whatever, we have to be really careful who we trust. And if you really, really want to read and learn more about, try to get somehow out, where am I going to be in the future? Then go into your own self. Learn how to really, really get into stillness and hear your own voice. Because you already know all the answers long before that psychic ever comes into your world. You already know. You're the one that laid out the plan. You know what it is. That's it. And let me just say that we're so much more unlimited than we ever thought possible. And so when we lay out a plan, it's not like black and white. It's not like, oh, I said I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. In this lifetime, we might sit down with a journal and write down what we would like to do. We might even be really good at planning out a whole, what do they call that? A flow chart for our lifetime. People do it all the time. But it's not like that on the other side. With every opportunity, with every breath, with every second that you're alive, that decision in that moment that you're making will have an effect on the next step and the next step and the next step. And there's a billion different ways that you could make that decision. And when that decision goes out into the universe, your energy pushes it in a certain way, and it could go in all these different directions. And you've just got all this potential for all of these amazing experiences. And so it's not like a black and white flow chart up there. It's an opportunity, a billion opportunities for you to experience life on this planet in a billion different ways. It's unlimited, completely. You're so unlimited if you could only see how unlimited you are. My spiritual guide showed me my husband, and he would do music that he and he would do music that we would meet. When I turned 19, I did. This was my soul contract and my spiritual awakening to know this. Our future is ours to create. Exactly. Yeah. I could agree with you on that there are certain things that you have that are like, yeah, really this person. But I also believe in this expansiveness that I'm really coming into, that the potential for the person, see if you can follow me because it goes really deep. The potential for the person that you're going to meet is like a billion different people. Like if every one of us has an oversoul and has all these different moving parts down here, then imagine that we could have had 1,000 or 1,000,000 different opportunities for twin flames. Like say, okay, well, we set it out, we were going to meet a twin flame, or we're going to do this, or a soulmate, or whatever, and this is going to happen. But the truth is even though it seemed very, very specific at the time, there may have been 1,000 different Mr. Jennifers out there in a certain direction that you took, pulled you off into a different one. And there may be another one that was going to give you a different experience, and another one, and all these different people, and somehow you ended up with the one that you got now, and that turned out to be exactly what you wanted, and you did well done. But please know that there's no limit. You're not limited. You can go in so many different directions and still end up exactly where you're supposed to be. So I'm only saying all this because there are people that put so much faith in these readings and these things that they literally change the projectile, the trajectory of their lives because of it. And sometimes it's not a healthy way to go. So be really careful. And then once they give you, say you go for a reading and they've given you this information and you're like, okay, and then you start to, but then it goes through your filter. Make sure it goes through your filter. Listen to yourself. Does that really feel right to you? And really pay attention to how it feels. If it's right, it feels like love. If it's not, it feels like anxiety. If it brings you anxiety, don't do it. If it brings you that sense of love, you're like, okay, good, I'm going to go in this direction. Always be feeling, putting it through your filter. Very good, Jennifer. Okay. I knew what he would look like too. Oh, weird twin flames. That's perfect. I love that, Jennifer. You know what that says to me? That you are very, very in tune to your higher self, and that you are listening and paying attention to the plan that you laid out for yourself. And so you made it right directly to such a beautiful relationship. Bravo to you. That's beautiful. Okay. Hi, Tammy Fisk. It's okay to be late. There is no time. You're never late. You're always just in the perfect time, just in the right space at the right moment. Okay. Deborah Snowsell, good morning to you, good afternoon to you, good evening. I think you're over evening right now, so good morning. So I hope that you just get that much from that, is that unlimited potentiality. Don't ever feel like it's too late. Don't ever feel like you really screwed it up and you're never going to get it straightened out, because in any given moment you get to turn it around in any direction you want to. It's such a miracle. Life is such a bigger miracle than we're aware of. That's what I want you to hear from that conversation. Don't limit yourself, and don't let anybody else limit you. You can do anything at any given moment. It's so beautiful. Anyway, all right, let's go ahead for just a minute into some stillness. So put your feet down. I'm running out of time today, believe it or not. It's because I'm pokey. You are so welcome, Julie. So put your feet down. Let's feel some of that beautiful angelic energy. They come in as soon as I say that. My whole demeanor changes. They've been here all along, but they're like, okay, we're going to get to work now, aren't we? So Archangel Michael, please wrap a beautiful layer of protection on everyone that's watching this now and the future at any given moment, so that they can feel that sense of security. Just feel it for just a moment. Stop yourself right where you are and be still. Isn't that beautiful? And as you're sitting there in that beautiful protective bubble, I want you to put your feet down. I want you to feel your connection to this beautiful earth. You are a part of, a very important part of this planet and its evolution. And the earth thanks you for being here, for coming in physical form, for being a physical presence on the planet. It's like she's like, thank you for the energy that you bring, for helping me to raise the vibration. This earth is so alive. She's gone through the same cycles that we've gone through. She's gone through her darkness. She's gone through her karmic energy cycles, just like us. It's not a punishment. The earth wants to learn about the different contrasts of dark and light. The earth was very, very juvenile and needed to learn what it was like to take from others and then to learn how to give back, just like we have. And in this process, the earth is coming to a point of completion, a point of evolution, where she is coming to a place just like us. If you're seeing these 000111s, 999s, things like that, it is a signal to you that we're coming to the end of a cycle and into a new beginning. This new earth, this new human. Isn't that amazing? And the earth is coming right with us. So amazing. And all of these crazy things that are going on in the earth that we're so afraid of, they are a part of a whole huge shift of energy, massive, of the earth shedding that need for the darkness. She's shedding the need for learning about that negative energy, coming to a balance of giving and taking, giving and taking, giving and taking, ebb and flow. And we're coming along with her. So imagine your feet on the earth and you're drawing that beautiful earth energy in. And as you're drawing that earth energy in, It flows through you like an ocean wave. It flows all the way through, up your legs and up through your spine, through every one of your chakras, all the way through your body, all the way up into your crown, flushes all the way through. And then as it flushes all the way through, it goes all the way up into a high vibration, way up here. It doesn't stop here. You're wide open. It goes all the way up. And you then pull in this beautiful energy from the higher vibrations. And as you do, it comes back through you, all the way down through, and it flushes into the earth. And the earth receives. Beautiful dolphin. Excellent, Jennifer. The earth is now receiving, pulling it into those oceans. The dolphins are thanking you. The whales are thanking you. So let's do this 2 or 3 times, this ebb and flow like a wave. So your energy has come from above, higher vibration, and going all the way down through and into the earth. And the earth is thanking you. And the oceans are turning a little more blue and they're clearing up. And now you pull that all the way back up. Pull that energy all the way back up through, and you're bringing with it any kind of lower vibrational energy. Anything from fear comes all the way through, and it comes all the way up, and you filter, filter, filter again, and it comes all the way up into that higher vibration. And then it comes back down through you again, and it flushes right on out. Anything that's lower vibrational just flushes right down through you and all the way back down into the earth, and the earth thanks you for that. She says, thank you so much. She loves it when you play this game of giving and receiving. She loves it when you hug her trees. Makes me want to cry. She loves it when you hug her trees. She loves it when you go visit the ocean and you put your body in the ocean. She loves it when you go sit on a rock and when you walk barefoot in the grass. She loves all of us, even though it seems like that's not true. It is true. She doesn't mean to hurt us. It's just an exchange. She's learning how to exchange this beautiful energy right along with us. So allow for this beautiful energy to come up through to the earth. Life and death and the process and the cycles, they're all natural. Look at the earth. She comes through the cycle of springtime and everything comes new and beautiful. A new life bursts forth. She goes to the summer, this beautiful time of taking it all in, collecting all that sunshine. Just she takes it all in. And then in the fall, she starts to shut down. She starts to close her doors for a little while. And everything turns into these bright colors and it's beautiful. And then it falls to the ground and she takes a rest. Those trees, they're not dying. They're only taking a rest. And humanity goes through cycles. All of us, through the birthing. Just like spring, we come into life. And we go through all these cycles where we're collecting, learning, collecting information. Just like the trees and the leaves. And then we go into a time of kind of closing back down. And we'll do this over and over and over again. Daily sometimes, many, many times a day. Where we kind of close back down for a little while. And everything turns to bright, beautiful colors. And then it falls. And you go into a resting phase again. And then you burst forth again. And it may be a many, many, many times in one lifetime. And it may be that that's also the cycle of life itself. You come into life and you go through all this time of newness and collecting. And then you go into a rest phase. And you might leave that physicality, but you never die. You come back into life. You just keep coming back into life. There is no death. And the earth understands that better than we do. That's all. We've forgotten. So find a peace in that. It's all just cycles. Healthy, natural cycles. Take a big breath. Pull that energy back up into your feet. I'm feeling that heat again. She comes in waves. It's so beautiful. So pull it all the way up as much as you can. All the way up your legs. All the way up through every one of those chakras. You can take a big breath on up. Pull it, pull it, pull it. Comes all the way up to your crown. And then it goes right on through. And it goes all the way up to your higher self, to the heavens above. and is recycled. And it rains back down just like the water cycle. It rains back down on your head. Can you feel that? Right above your head. And it comes right on through. Flushes, flushes, flushes all the way down through, all the way down your legs, back into your feet, and back into the earth again. What a beautiful cycle. I hope that you hear me in this today, that you play this cycle game every day, remembering that this is not just a game, that as you're doing this, that energy is going into the earth, and the energy is coming back from the earth and going into the earth and back from the earth. And it's such a beautiful exchange, and we are saving the planet. This is how we do it, by pulling that high vibration into the planet. What a beautiful filter you are. Remember that. So let's do it one more time. The heat's starting to come back at the feet again. Can you feel it? Feel that tingling in your feet. Now pull it all the way up. Pull, pull, pull. Pull it all the way up your legs. It hits your back. It's coming through every cell of your body. This beautiful earth energy. So healing. Pushing out anything, any diseases, any old thought patterns that are no longer serving you. That old programming that holds you in fear is just flushing away. And it comes all the way up through the top, and it flushes around your brain too. Let's get that brain nice and healthy. I can feel it going around your brain right now. It's just like these waves of healthy energy. And it comes all the way up now, as high as it can go. Let it go. See yourself just going to the moon, grabbing all that beautiful energy and bring it back. Right on down through and flushing all the way very quickly. Now that you're nice and clear, it comes all the way back down and into your feet and back into the earth. And she has a big collective sigh. Feel that. She's like, oh gosh. Thank you so much. You just relieved some of that negative energy that the earth was carrying. You helped her. She sighed a big sigh of relief in that. Feel that energy now. Clear and pure and beautiful. Jennifer, I see you swimming with those dolphins. Such a water baby you are. This is what the whales, this is what the animals of the sea are asking for. They're asking for us to please raise the vibration. Use this beautiful ability that we have to filter out the negative and bring in the positive. Bring in that love energy. Out with the fear, in with the love. Out with the fear, in with the love. And just keep doing it like the ebb and flow of the ocean. You guys did a beautiful job. Thank you so much. The earth is so grateful right now. I don't know if you can feel that feeling, but it is amazing, the energy right now. Thanking Archangel Michael for protecting us all through this whole thing. Thanking you, Archangel Michael, for staying with each one here. Keep them safe. We need them. Stay in physical. Stay with me for a while. Big collective sigh. What a beautiful energy. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for joining me today. Pull yourself completely back in now, okay? Don't just stay floating around out there in la la land. Bring that energy back into your feet, closing up, pulling those roots in, feeling your feet again, feeling yourself come back into physical, feeling those fingers and those toes, all that energy return. Opening your eyes and feeling that. Just take a moment. How does your body feel right now? So at peace, so centered, so grounded. This is what you strive for. This thing right here that you feel right now, this is where you're meant to be. Good. I'm so grateful to you, Melanie, for being here. Grateful to you, Jennifer, all of you. Thank you so much. Share it out if you feel so inclined. My words have gone. Otherwise, I'm going to hop back off of here. I will be back with Geraldine and Carol in about an hour and a half, so I hope that you guys will join me right here on The Imagination of Becoming. Take good care of yourselves, you guys. We need this. We need each other, so I appreciate you so much. Take good care, and we will see you again in just a little bit. Bye.